What is up, everybody? Welcome to Till the End of the Line podcast. I'm your boy Juan G, here with, as always,
Kika T.
That's right. Happy New Year, guys. We hope you guys had a nice holiday. This is our first episode of 2023. We have a lot of good stuff in store for you guys, and we are thankful that you guys are back with us. So, Kika, why don't you let them know what we're going to be talking about today?
So, a couple episodes ago, we did a breakdown of Phase 4. Movies and shows.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to start the year and kind of go through the past a little bit of Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3.
Yeah.
There's no shows, all movies. Some movies we just don't want to talk about anymore.
Yeah.
Some movies we really loved it. Then we'll talk about, after that, we'll talk about Phase 5. 6 movies, 6 shows. Which ones we're more excited about. We'll talk release dates, but a lot of that's subject to change, I'm pretty sure. Especially like Blade right now hasn't even started production.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's pretty much it. I do have a funny joke my daughter told me.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So she goes, Dad. I pick her up from school, and she goes, Dad, I have a joke for you. I was like, all right, cool. What's going on? She's like, all right, you're Batman, I'm Joker. I was like, all right, okay. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's a comic joke. See what happens. She's like, knock. I go, who's there? She's like, not your parents. I was like, oh, Jesus, woman. She said
awesome.
She said she looked it up on what's it called? She Googled it with a friend. She has a friend at school who's a nerd, pretty cool kid. I met him on a field trip, and that's where they got the joke from.
That is
but
so brutal.
Jesus.
Yeah. Coming in hard with the jokes. That's funny. That's good stuff.
And then you just told me another joke, which was pretty funny. And I'm gonna tell her.
Oh yeah, so it's
the Green Goblin.
Yeah, it's Harry Osborn talking to Peter, and it's like, hey, you're gonna have to change your calendar to 11 months. He's like, why is that? Oh, because you lost May, which is just like, ouch.
Right in.
That meme was like everywhere after No Way Home. So it's just like, I
can't believe I didn't see that meme. Like, as much as I share memes on my regular IG, not the podcast IG, like I have so many memes, like Marvel ones, goofy ones. I can't believe I didn't see that.
Yeah. But all right, so let's get into it. So we're gonna start with Phase 1. We'll go worst to best.
Yes.
I got number 6 as Thor.
Yeah.
You got that?
I think the whole world put Thor.
And for the main reason is just his look.
Yeah.
I can't get past the blonde. Literally every hair on his face is just blonde eyebrows. Couldn't get past it.
The hairline. It looked like a wig on him. Truthfully, it looked like a wig. Even his costume, like if you notice, as he evolved through the movies, Thor 1, Thor 2, like his cape was like so bright red.
Okay.
It didn't look like it was battle tested. It didn't look like it was, semi darker and like.
He
dirty.
Just got it from the cleaners.
Yeah, it's just like fresh from the cleaners. Like.
Okay. The movie itself was great. I thought the movie was a good movie. It was a solid origin story for Thor. We got to get introduced to like Asgard and a lot of the Thor characters.
Well, the Asgard part, yes, for sure, because like it's our first fictional I guess realm technically.
Yeah.
I was gonna say not world, but realm. What do they call it? The nine
realms.
Yeah, right. They do call it 9 realms, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they're like the fathering like realm over all of them.
They watch over all of
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because Hela made a comment in Thor Ragnarok where Odin and her brought peace to the 9 realms, and so Odin oversees all of them
because they were ruling them technically. Yeah.
And then he realized it wasn't the right way to control things like that.
Yeah.
But she made a comment, and it just kind of clicked on me right now. They stopped at 9 realms. How many more realms are there?
Oh, man, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
And that's maybe something they can do in the future with, like, the timelines and the multiverse saga. Mm-hmm. Exploring other realms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's annoying.
Yeah, because I guess if you think about it, Into the Spider-Verse, seeing them all in that one room with all those Spider-Men, maybe that's another realm. Where, like a pocket world of where they live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what
it just clicked right now, and I just had to get it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, that's interesting. I don't know.
All right, so we both have the same 6. My 5 is The Incredible Hulk.
Same.
Ed Norton's Hulk.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job with that one. It's kind of a different Hulk. It's one of the more like
Savage
yeah, more savage Hulks, but like the starting off like one of his like when he first turned into Hulk, and I just like seeing his growth, his evolution of Hulk from that savage Hulk to smart Hulk.
Yeah,
I like seeing that growth. What did you think of that?
I think that was more comic book Hulk.
Okay.
Uncontrollable, not having, uncontrollable, just not having any. Like, I feel like when he flipped, he had no idea who he was as Hulk.
That was a very anger-based Hulk too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though he had like went like I don't know how long without like a. Well, no, I guess that was the end, right?
You talking about Ragnarok? When he went 2 years as Hulk?
No, but he also went a while without turning into Hulk. But that was the
transition
from Ed Norton into Bruce Banner. So never mind. But at the end of that movie, Edward Norton's eyes pop open and they're all green. But he doesn't look like he's hulking out. So, I don't know. I mean, I think it was a more savage Hulk. He looked more like just beastly, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then when Mark Ruffalo took over, like we got to see like chest hair and just like more definition. It was just a different version of Hulk. Still very savage, like destroyed it to Charlie.
Yeah.
Messed up that whale thing.
Yeah.
With one solid punch.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, the strength was still there, but I think it was that transition into that, you know, the brawn and the brain.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I like Ed Norton. I thought did a good job as Bruce Banner. I just think Mark Ruffalo fits it better. Again, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was nice to see them like put Hulk in the forefront.
Yeah.
So I like to have a movie that was based on Hulk. I thought that was pretty cool.
Abomination was a good villain.
Yeah.
Emil Blonsky was a great villain. Seeing him back in She-Hulk, popping up in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
And then we got to see also an introduction into what's possible as the leader.
Oh yeah.
Who will most likely see a New World Order, Captain America's new film, with Sam Wilson as Cap. So that's interesting to see if that's gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the joke that I don't know if it's a joke, but like kind of I think it would be. So in She-Hulk, when Jennifer Walters is asking Bruce if it's okay if she take on Emil as a client, she asked him if that's okay. And he goes, yeah. He goes, you know, he wrote me back a while back. He goes, and you know, I'm a different person now. And like that's a little throwback to like how Ed Norton was him
if
before.
You never mentioned it, I would have never caught that.
Yeah,
you would have never caught it.
Yeah, so I thought that was really funny how they literally touched on it, and you know they acknowledged the fact like it was a different actor, but it's still the same character, blah blah blah. But I thought that was really funny. But yeah, you know, I thought they did a good job on the movie. I enjoyed it. So yeah, so that was number 5. Number 4, I got Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Only because I felt like the other ones were just a little bit better.
Okay.
But I don't have anything bad to say about Iron Man 2.
Yeah. The last 4 movies, I don't really have anything bad to say about them. For Phase 1, where I was mentally back then, I was always an Iron Man fan. As much as I love Captain America now, number 4 is Captain America First Avenger for me.
Okay.
You know, my daughter absolutely loves Captain America.
Yeah.
Growing up, that was her favorite hero. I have a chain that I've been wearing for the last like 7 years.
It's a shield, yeah.
Yeah, and the little Cap shield. All of the merch that I have of Cap, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, all of it.
So much that I thought that's who your favorite character was for a while.
Yeah, but it was always Iron Man, really, because actually no, it was always Tony Stark. Tony Stark was who I fell in love with as the character.
Okay.
And then Iron Man itself was still a badass, you know.
Yeah.
Edge armor,
for sure.
All the nanobot armor, all the different armors that he had. But yeah, so number 4 for me is Captain America: First Avenger.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that film. So we'll lead into number 3. That's my number 3, Captain America: First Avenger. I really liked everything about the movie. I liked how the technology of it, how they showed. It was actually Chris Evans. Yeah. And they just altered his looks to make him look smaller and skinnier. We got introduced to Peggy Carter, Bucky Barnes, a bunch of essential characters. But I think that my favorite thing about the film is that they showed the friendship between Bucky and
Rogers.
Steve Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just that friendship, you really understood like a little bit more about Steve Rogers, a little bit more about Bucky Barnes. And in case you guys don't know, that's has a lot to do with the name of our podcast.
Yeah.
So the Other Night Podcast is something that they say between each other just to tell them that I'm with you always, forever. You
Till
know,
the end of the life.
exactly. I think the first time Bucky says it to Steve after what was it, Steve's parents' funeral or something like that? After at his door. Yeah. Just to let him know that he's still with him and stuff like that.
I think you're right.
So yeah, that's a little bit of background on the podcast, and that's what we were when we were brainstorming, you coming up with the podcast. He shared it on was it Boomerang or something like that?
Yeah, I made a little boomerang of us like mad scientists in a lab.
Yeah,
of us like writing notes, composing what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah,
this is before like the first episode. Yeah. Before we had mics, before we had a camera, none of that. We had nothing. We had a notebook, a laptop,
total brainstorming,
and that's it.
Yeah. He had put the little tag till the end of the line, and then just came to me. I was like, dude, why don't we just name our podcast that?
Oh.
And here we are. Yeah. So then what is your number 3?
Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Avengers is number 3. I love the movie.
Yeah.
OG Avengers. Got to see everybody.
Yeah. First team up.
Mm-hmm. First time it was done right.
Yeah.
You know, like we've seen like Smallville. You know, that team up. We've seen a couple other little things here and there, but never really done outside of like an animated movie where like a team up worked.
Right.
And I think that was the first time seeing Avengers. Well, Defenders wasn't out yet, right?
No,
right?
None of the Netflix shows are out yet. Again, we're phase 1, dude. We're beginning. No, sir. No way.
Some of them were out. At least the first Daredevil was already out, but they didn't do
the movie with Ben Affleck. Yeah.
No, because in season 2 is when we see, the Battle of New York picture, for the.
But see, I think it all came out after Avengers.
Did it?
I don't think it came out before.
I don't know.
I may be wrong, but I feel like it came out after Avengers. I don't know.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't out either.
No, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starts with
Coulson. They're right.
Coulson,
you're right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Interesting.
I think it started after, but I may be wrong.
We'll check it out. We'll know by next episode.
Yeah. So number 2. Wait, you said 3, right?
3 was Avengers. 3 was first Avengers.
Captain America.
Yeah.
So number 2, I got Avengers.
Okay.
So it's like we're right behind each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Avengers. Phenomenal film.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I love the team up. Loved everything about it. Storyline plot was really good. We got to see like snippets of each character. Yeah. Then we see first they were fighting each other. Then they realize, hey, we got to team up. Yeah. They team up.
That's the first time also, so Hawkeye never has been called Hawkeye. Like he's always been Clint.
Yeah.
Like, everyone calls him Clint. No one calls him Hawkeye.
Same with Black Widow. Nobody calls her Black Widow.
Correct. They just say the Black Widow program and the Black, who those women were and all that stuff. But that was the first time. What's the scientist that was in Thor? And he goes crazy in Thor 2.
Selvig.
Yeah, Eric Selvig.
Yeah.
He's like, so Nick Fury comes in, and that's where they're messing with the Tesseract. He's like, oh, where's Clint? He's like, oh, the Hawkeye? He's up there.
Yeah.
No, but he never...
Does he say Hawkeye or you say the Hawk? I think he says the Hawk. The Hawk, he's up in his nest.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like a reference to Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Never really ever gets called Hawkeye. Even the show it's called Hawkeye, but he never gets called Hawkeye.
Only until the end when they're like, what do you think of Lady Hawk or Lady Hawkeye or...
Oh, yeah.
When they're going over the name, but that's about it.
That's true. I forgot about that. But yeah, that was cool. First time we got to see the new Bruce Banner as Mark Ruffalo. And end credit scene where we got to see Thanos for the first time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You have to challenge them as the court.
Which really
that's when he turns.
Established the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Right down there.
Yeah.
Number 1, pretty sure we both got the same.
I didn't do number 2 yet.
Oh, sorry.
My number 2 is Iron Man 2.
Okay. So why is that? Why so high?
I love the movie.
Yeah.
I think we got Black Widow.
Yes.
The villain, not the best.
He was
villain.
I thought he was pretty badass though.
Whiplash. He was cool.
I think my favorite thing in the movie was the mobile Iron Man
The suitcase?
suit.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
He's
sick.
limited to what he can do, but like to see his evolution through all the movies, it was really cool to see that. I just like Pepper and him. It's just their story started to really, really hit the ground running there.
He made an element.
Yeah,
From his dad of all things.
yeah. So that's where I was going at. Like, that's where you saw a new element, which was derived from the Infinity Stone, which was the Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just I always wondered how, and they never explained it, how on the Battle of Titan when Thanos and Iron Man are fighting, he's like, Stark. He's like, you know me? You're not the only one cursed with knowledge too. I still don't know how he knew him. You know what I mean? Like what powers, or was it because he created an element that was tied to the Infinity Stones? So once he donned the gauntlet and the Reality Stone, which he already had, he was able to, I guess, connect to any element that's consist of all of the Infinity Stones.
I don't know. I mean, well, I feel like Earth is well known in the galaxy, right? So in the MCU, so I feel like it's known. Nobody's ever really like gone there because for whatever reason, but I feel like it's known. And then once the stones started popping up more and more there, then that's what made people like Thanos want to go there and conquer to get those stones, this and that. But yeah, I feel like it's always well known. I think
so.
I think Thanos just knew of Stark just because Stark is a big name on Earth, and when you're looking into like places you're gonna go conquer, you want to know about it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. For me, I never felt like. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, oh, you're a Terran. Like, nobody, like, I feel like Earth was, like, the stepchild of the universe. Like,
I feel like they see us as the hillbillies of the universe.
Yeah, like,
Earth
they just don't care about that. You know, and even, like, what's the fucking, so, what movie was it where they talked about Earth being just, like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Earth has always been treated like how they say in Guardians, like Terran, or it was Avengers when they're in the room. All of them are in the room, and the Loki scepter, which has the Mind Stone, was like kind of messing with all of them.
Oh right.
And then Thor's like, he's like, you're messing with technology. You don't know anything about basically with the Infinity Stones, not really knowing that it was an Infinity Stone at that point. And he's like. Creating weapons of mass destruction like this invites other worlds to think you're
ready
for a higher form of war. And I think that's why Earth has never been messed with, because we're like the underdog, underrated, like you said, the hillbilly.
Right. No one ever saw us as a threat, so it's like,
correct.
Oh, why go there? There's no point. Yeah.
So
and
that's why
that's a good point.
I just seen as Earth never taken very seriously. But then when he created that new element. Out of the technology that his dad figured out with the Tesseract, I think that's how they connected. But again, no one really knows how they were connected.
All right,
but number one for me, I think we share the same.
It's Iron Man, for sure. Got to be the OG.
Started everything, yeah.
Got to put the OG as number one.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on, I would say easily Iron Man. Again, we touched on it on our origin episode, our first episode. You know, it's just it explains. It started off the MCU, for one. It showed Iron Man's origin. Showed everything Tony Stark, his kind of like his growth in that film. Yeah. From just playboy mogul or billionaire to, you know, I got to do the right thing now. Let's we got to do this, and so the birth of Iron Man, I think, hands down, just got to be number one.
Yeah, and it was number one for me for all those same reasons. Also, it was kind of Robert Downey Jr.'s story. Yeah. There's some...
The actor, Robert
parallel.
Downey Jr.,
parallel to his real life, having a cheeseburger. And then...
Which I know why that he had that Burger King cheeseburger.
Because that was the first thing he had after rehab, right?
No. So he one day was eating a Whopper and then he's looking at the Whopper. He's like, God, this is disgusting. What am I doing with my life? Like that's what he realized. Like, I guess basically he had hit rock bottom. Is eating a Whopper. He's like, this is just horrible. What am I doing? Blah blah blah. Yeah,
Oh,
I read a thing on that. Yeah, so that's why he wanted that in there to represent him kind of getting his act together and stuff like that.
As Iron Man.
No.
Well, I mean,
yes.
In the movie, but in real life, yeah,
correct.
Dueled.
That's the dual meaning, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I think Iron Man's was Robert Downey Jr.'s redemption story. It was a way for him to get his life back on track, and I think the MCU helped him do that.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah.
You know,
now look at him.
Yeah. So yeah, the Godfather of the MCU for sure. So that was phase 1.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. We're kind of pretty on par with that one.
Yeah.
6 films, kind of hard to be really way off track
unless
you're like Thor was the best one. So let's go ahead and start phase 2.
I'll start off.
6 films.
Yeah, I'll start off with the worst one. Dark World.
Yeah. Gotta be it.
I mean,
and again, we're not ragging on Thor's movies at all.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth, I love him as Thor.
Nobody else could play him.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's just
the beginning.
Script.
The first 2 Thors didn't know how to start it off.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to get Thor's story going. I feel like.
Yeah.
They kind of missed the ball with those. As far as when you rank them against other MCU movies.
Yeah, well, when you rank them against the last 2 Thor movies.
True.
Taika Waititi did such a great job.
Yeah.
Such a great job.
Some people disagree. Some people say he did horrible with it, put too much comedy, blah, blah, blah. We moved those guys aside.
Yeah.
And then we watched Thor. But yeah, I would agree. Thor Dark World. I like that they explained a little bit of the Reality Stone.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That was the
ether. Right?
Yeah, that was the second stone being introduced. Well, no, technically the third stone, but we didn't know that the scepter had the Mind Stone.
Right. So we can't count it yet because we didn't know.
Correct.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed the film. Thought it was fine. Yeah. But yeah, it's the last one. Number 5 for me is Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought it was a great movie. Really, that movie introduced me to Guardians. I knew about them, but I never really knew anything specific about them. Really? I thought James Gunn did a great job introducing them. Kind of focusing on each person in the Guardians. And a big reason of why he came back to do Volume 3 was he wanted to tell Rocket's story.
Yeah.
Which I think we touched on last episode or one of the episodes. But yeah, I thought it was a good film. You know, I again, just like the other ones a little bit more. Yeah. So I just put that one at 5. What's your 5?
Ant-Man.
Wow, really?
I love the movie.
Okay.
So for me, in this phase, I think that's the one I connected to the most.
Okay.
Emotionally, because of his connection with Cassie.
Right, his daughter, yeah.
And at that point when it came out, I was a single dad. It was just me and Soph. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know, it just hit home. Like the way they, he was a thief, but kind of like a modern age Robin Hood. It was kind of cool how he did that. And like, we all have mischievous years when we were younger, so for sure. I used to boost some things when I was younger. Whatever, had fun. A little bit of a rebel when I was younger. It was kind of cool just to see him do that, but he did it for the right reasons. I did it for money, but whatever.
All right, fair enough.
But no, Ant-Man was number 5 for me. I think it was a good movie. I love seeing. I
like the technology they put in.
Yeah, I was gonna say like seeing. The shrinking tech. Yeah. I knew at the end when what's his name put the little capsule, the little disc that he has to like either grow or shrink. When he shoved it into his regulator, I was like, that's gonna be important because that was just too random for him to just have figured that out. Yeah. And then they had talked about it the entire movie about going subatomic, and you just can't come back from that. Talking about Janet,
Oh, right.
I was like. So he came back. So clearly that's going to be the plot
It's
for the
possible.
second one.
Yeah.
So, and then the gruesome death of what's his name?
The Yellow Jacket.
Darren Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and that little gun that he had when he just because he couldn't figure out the technology. So he had that gun that just like
it turned you into a little mucus.
Yeah. Ooh, and he just like cleans him up with like a napkin.
It throws him down.
Flush him down the toilet.
Yeah,
Like,
that's savage.
that was pretty savage.
Yeah.
So it's a good movie. Loved it. It's just not the top one for me.
All right, that's fair. Number 4, I got Iron Man 3.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. I loved it. As far as we got to see the aftermath for him in Avengers.
Yeah, the PTSD.
The PTSD. I think my favorite thing about it is all the suits.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got to see so many Iron Man suits, which was just phenomenal. I loved it. I remember I screenshotted that scene when they all show up.
Oh,
and they're flying. I just love it.
Yeah.
I want to post
so
that.
Why did you put it so low?
Just because of the other 3. I thought it's tough, man. I mean, just the other 3 I liked a little bit more.
Okay. So Ant-Man and Iron Man 3 could have been flipped, and Iron Man 3 could have been number 5 for me.
Same.
For the only reason, because all the damn hype they put in all of the trailers of the Mandarin.
All the...
Yes. You'll never see me coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like he's a McKillen tech, like he's gonna have all the rings, he's gonna have all this power.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just a British junkie actor.
With just like a swing and a miss. Like
I remember you texted me, you're like, hey, what did you think of that? And I was like, oh, I thought it was hilarious. I loved it.
Pissed.
Yeah, a lot of people were pissed about
it. So mad. Because I'm like, man, the Mandarin looks dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, he still was essentially because he was.
I was just killing.
Yeah, dude. And it's it made sense, dude, because it was kind of a smokescreen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was used well.
Yes. I think it tied into what the world is now. You know what I mean? Like.
But I do think that's where the MCU was like, we're not comic books. They're like, this is us. We're our own thing. Yeah, well, we take from the comic books and we see the comic books, but no, this is something else. So I thought that was cool. So that was number 4.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Ant-Man. Really, I really enjoyed this movie.
It's a really good movie.
I really enjoyed it. I was surprised how much I liked it.
Really?
When it came out, I found myself watching that more and more often.
Okay. Well, I think another reason why I loved it and I ranked it lower was because I wanted Hank Pym.
As Ant-Man?
Yeah, not Scott Lang yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, fair enough. All right. Like I said, I like technology in it. I like the shrinking tech that they showed. I think what stole the show for the movie was his friend, his best friend. I'm blanking on his name, but Peña.
Yeah,
Michael Peña. He stole the show.
In his recaps.
Yes, dude. I want him to give my eulogy. Like that's how. You know what I mean? Like he's the best like storyteller, and I love this character. I thought it was great. But yeah, you got to see a little bit more about Ant-Man. He went out against Falcon. And
that's right.
Like handle
and
business.
He won against an Avenger.
Yes. And then he's like, yeah, so we're just not going to talk about the fact that I just beat an Avenger. I thought it was very well done. Enjoyed the movie a lot. Like I said, I was surprised at how much I liked the movie.
Yeah.
Because coming into it, didn't know anything about Ant-Man. I just knew that he shrank and that's about it.
So is it safe to say you were a casual Marvel fan until the MCU?
For sure. I was always into it. I followed Marvel a lot, as far as like X-Men and stuff like that, but I never had access to the comic books. Okay. So I never got to be really knowledgeable about them. Okay. I was just a big fan of them. But I guess my knowledge of it, I would say, grew because my fandom didn't. Fandom was always there. But I would say my knowledge of everything started growing definitely with the MCU. For sure. Cool. What's your number 3, did you say?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow, okay.
I loved it.
Did you really?
Such a good movie.
What about it, though, did you like
just
about it?
Like the songs, like old school retro songs.
That they did have the best soundtrack, like up to date.
I'm pretty sure this third movie is going to have a killer ass soundtrack.
Probably.
Best soundtrack out of all the movies in the MCU.
Uh-huh.
Easily. I don't think there's another movie that has any better music.
Yeah.
It's just Peter Gamora, Rocket, Drax. You know, just and eventually, it's just all of it. All of the Guardians, just a bunch of misfits. You know what I mean? And it just fit and it worked.
Yeah, James Gunn did a great job. It happen. Yeah.
You know, and then seeing the Collector, and then just like so much of it. Seeing Nowhere. I'm like, all right, cool. Celestials are coming now. I know exactly where this heads from. I thought they were gonna tie in the symbiote because they used the null blade. Or null, they use the what's it called? The Necrosword? Yeah, the Necrosword, which is what
Gore the God Butcher uses.
Technically uses, but they didn't call it that.
Yeah.
But it derives from the symbiotes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Visually, Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of the tops of all the Marvel movies. Yeah. Just from the get go, like just them showing space, them showing other worlds. For sure, I think they always have handled that really good, and they've always showed it in a really good way.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
And it was our first introduction to the cosmic world.
Yes. Yeah.
So it opened up the door for so much.
Yeah.
Them saving Xandar, getting introduced to the Power Stone, seeing Ronan the Accuser, the Nova Corps. So now we knew at some point, Nova was gonna come. It just opened up so much, and it was like, yes, finally we get to explore. You know. So
you like it for what it did for the MCU
and all the characters. And all the characters are hilarious. I love every single one of them.
Okay.
I don't think there's ever been anything about either the two Guardians of the Galaxy movie that I just didn't like.
Okay.
Yondu, the Arrow, like just everything.
Yeah, I like Yondu a lot. I like the actor that played him. Really, yeah.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy that I can say I didn't like.
Same. Yeah, same. All right, so number 2, I got Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Same.
Yeah, nice. All right, very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Good movie. Ultron was great. Love that we got. Oh shoot! I love that we got Vision out of that. I love that we got to see Bruce Banner and Natasha flirt with each other.
Yeah. Some heavy flirting too.
Heavy flirting.
I will tell you the only thing I did not like about it: Quicksilver death.
Oh, it's tough. That
was a rough one.
So early.
I like that what he did, like why he did it, or like I like his death as a death is really noble and really good. I just hate because I thought he could have did a lot in the MCU.
Well, see, the weird thing is he was signed on for a 3-picture deal.
Was he really?
Yeah, after Age of Ultron, and just I don't know if they paid him out. I don't know what they did. But he had a 3-picture deal after Age of Ultron. So that's why for the longest, all through phase 3, I was like, he's going to come back. No, nothing.
Yeah.
Not a peep.
Yeah.
Until we see Evan Peters. No, that is his name, right? What's Quicksilver from the X-Men universe?
I forget, but I know he is the same character. Because he has his sister in the house, too. They're different ages, though. They're not twins.
Well, so they have a younger sister.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and she has powers similar to Wanda, but hers is like green, almost like the Enchantress.
Okay.
Yeah, let me find out what her name is.
Alrighty.
But yeah, so he does have a twin, and it's always been Wanda.
Okay.
But there is a younger sister, and that's who that little kid is. When he's you're talking about when Wolverine and Wolverine and Charles go to get him so that they can go help break out Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when they're in the basement, he's playing all the video games at the same time.
Yeah.
The little sister isn't Wanda.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Wanda, no.
All right.
So,
well, either way, the Avengers movie, I thought Ultron was a great bad guy. I thought it was really well done. Yeah, I really enjoyed that film. We got a little peek into Black Panther with that one, with that whole Wakandan about Crawl, Ulysses.
Oh, correct.
We got a little peek at Black Panther.
Yeah, that's right, because they see the brand on his neck, and then Bruce Banner's like Wakanda. He's like
Wakandan. Yeah,
and then and that's when Tony and Steve look at each other.
They're talking about the vibranium, and they're like, "I thought he got it all." He's like, "No," and then so We got a little peek into that, and like I said, I just enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
I like what they did with it.
I like the Thor hammer scene where they're all trying to see who's worthy.
That's my favorite scene.
Such
hands
a great
down my favorite scene. And then you see Steve Rogers kind of nudge it.
Yeah. So there's a running theory that he was able to not hurt Thor's self-esteem.
Oh,
didn't lift it.
I heard that.
Once he moved it, I think he realized he always was worthy.
He's like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah. It's either that theory or there's another theory that he budged it a little bit because he was semi-worthy, but because of holding the secret of Bucky killing
Tony's parents. No,
that's what made him unworthy. Where he should have,
because he's hiding it.
Yeah,
I like that theory way better. I'm sticking with that. Damn the other one. No.
But it's crazy, right?
I like that theory a lot. I really, really like that. That's awesome.
And then, let's see, Natasha is like, nah.
What? Yeah, she's gonna be like, I'm more worthy than Captain America. Not buying that whatsoever. She's like, no, that's not a question.
Did Jeremy Renner? Did Hawkeye try?
No. Wait. Yeah, he did.
Try,
he was
right?
the first one. He was the first one.
Because he was talking crap.
He's like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know how you do it. Yeah. Definitely my most favorite scene because they just poke fun at the home owner thing. I thought it was very well done. Excuse me. So number one, we both have Captain America: Winter Soldier, one of the best films on MCU.
Yes.
For me, I think they did that really well done. My favorite Captain America movie.
Agreed.
I just think the introduction of Winter Soldier was amazing. The whole psych out with Fury's death was good. The action in it, phenomenal.
I think so it was like a Mission Impossible espionage, just whole secret spy. It felt very what S.H.I.E.L.D. always was. And then to see Hydra behind the curtains the entire time.
Yeah. That's right. That did happen this one, yeah.
The elevator scene. He wrecks everybody. Arguably one of the best scenes.
For sure.
That's the introduction to Sam Wilson. Him getting the wings back.
Did you know that there's a kind of a fan theory? All right. Do you remember the highway scene, right? When they kidnap the bald guy. I forget what his name is. When he's telling him about the project.
Project Insight.
Insight, yes. Do you remember there is a Penske moving truck, a yellow truck, that keeps crashing?
That's the Punisher?
Yes. Yeah. That was a theory that's Punisher because he comes in twice at key moments to help them out. Like, what are the odds that two random Penske trucks would be the ones to hit them? Yeah. Like, I kind of like that. Even if it's not true, I like that theory. I think it's really cool.
It'd be cool to see if they ever play to it.
Yeah, right. I doubt it, but because it's been so long since that came out. But anyway, but yeah, I thought that was cool. I
think that was the movie that I was invested into Natasha. I think she did such a great job being a supporting character.
Yeah.
Just seeing her play the angles. When Steve's like, "What angle are you playing?" She's like, "I'm not playing any angles." Like, it's just, even though
I only act like I know everything. Yeah,
exactly. Her having the well, actually, the freaking what's it called? How Fury staged that ship getting hijacked, and he hired what's his name?
The French dude.
The French dude. Yeah. And then seeing him jump out of the freaking plane, no parachute. He said, "Did he have a parachute?"